Hey, what's up, everybody? This is going to be a review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestlekingdom V. Really excited about this show. I thought last year's show was awesome. The second half of last year's show was tremendous. As a lot of you guys know, this is pretty much, New Japan's WrestleMania. This is stacked with a lot of matches. The thing about these shows is, they do them at the beginning of the year every year. It just seems like just a little bit too much filler, just a little bit too much. So it's kind of tough for these shows to reach like that amazing level. But let's get right down to it. The first match, very disappointed with the opener. I thought this opener kind of dragged. It just lacked energy. It was short, though. It wasn't even that long. But I don't know. I just thought these guys could have brought it just a little bit harder. Like I said, it was an 8-man tag match. Tiger Mask, pretty impressive. I mean, a lot of these guys didn't get to showcase what they could do. Kind of slow pace for an opener. I just didn't think it really got the job as far as, getting the crowd into this whole show. But let's just move on to the next match. We had Koji Kanemoto and Taguchi teaming up to take on Kenny Omega and Taichi. Taichi, however you pronounce his name. I'm probably going to botch a lot of these names. But give Omega credit. Omega brought it. He was flying around, did a whole bunch of suicidal spots. Omega brought a tremendous amount of energy to this match. I'm a big fan of Koji Kanemoto and Taguchi as well. I've had my eye on both of those guys over the last couple of months. And, just a very solid tag team match. Didn't get a lot of time. But there was some comedy mixed in here with Taichi. He did some pretty fun spots, some fun stuff. So that's pretty much it. Just didn't have a chance of reaching the 3-star level at all just because of the amount of time that it went. But like I said, kind of disappointed that Omega wasn't really, showcasing a higher profile match because he's, like I said, I think he's probably one of the most talented wrestlers in the world. All right, so next up we have a 3-way big man match. All the big men were kind of thrown into this match with beer money. You have Giant Bernard and Carl Anderson. For those that don't know, Giant Bernard is actually Prince Albert from WWE, A-Train Albert, whatever you want to call him. I think he's very underrated during his time in the WWE. He actually had a 4-star match with Chris Benoit, in my opinion, at No Mercy 2003. I thought that was an awesome match. But, Carl the Machine Gun Anderson, and he's from PWG. He's improved tremendously since he came over to Japan. And it's just a shame we don't see him in PWG more often because he had an amazing match with Roderick Strong in 2009, which is very underrated. So yeah, bottom line is Bernard and Anderson, they're two great wrestlers. They're a great tag team. They're the IWGP Tag Team Champions. So they took on Beer Money and Nakanishi and Strongman. I mean, very fun for a big man match. If you just enjoyed this for what it's worth, you'll definitely enjoy it. Beer Money was fun in the match. There was a spot with the beer where I believe Robert Roode missed and he spit beer right in James Storm's face. So that enabled Bernard Anderson to get the win. I mean, a fun match. It pretty much just got the right amount of time that it should have got. Really not much else to say. I'll probably give it 2 3/4. All right, next up, let's move on to this was the Lucha match. We had Jushin Thunder Liger teaming up with Garza to take on the CMLL team of La Sombra and Mascara Dorada. Was it Dorada at the Big Bang? I can't remember that. But yeah, I know Mascara Dorada, he's made some of my Match of the Year countdown lists. I definitely think he has. But, I don't follow Lucha Wrestling at all. It just really doesn't interest me. Maybe I should give it more of a chance down the road. But this was good, though. I really enjoyed this. A lot of suicidal offense. I mean, Liger didn't really do much here, but La Sombra and Mascara Dorada hit some suicidal offense. It was actually like a reverse shooting star press onto the outside. A lot of fun spots. Just a tremendously fun match. Really good stuff there. Nice, short, sweet, to the point. Just, a ton of fun. Next up, we have Hiroyshi Tenzari, or Tenzan, taking on Takeshi Izuka. Most people are probably going to say this is the match of the night. I actually thought this was a little bit dramatic. They told a pretty decent story, actually. There was some good heel work here. There was actually a referee bump. Like I said, though, I've never heard of either one of these guys. Haven't followed either one of them. It was pretty good drama, though. This was actually pretty underrated as far as storytelling goes. But, if you said it was the worst match of the night, I can't necessarily totally disagree with you. Alright, so next up we have Rob Van Dam taking on Toru Yano. This was pretty much a hardcore match. They incorporated some ladders, some chairs. Van Dam did the Rolling Thunder, went back first right into the ladder. He actually finished the match off with a Van Daminator, busted Yano right in the face with the chair shot. The crowd was kind of dead for it. I mean, I wasn't really into it. I think Van Dam is you know, it's kind of tough. You know, I know Van Dam's 40 years old, but you know, the way he used to wrestle, it's such a tough style to keep up with as you get older. That I would just imagine that he was. It's you know Van Dam's. You know some of the stuff he did earlier in his career, you can definitely tell it's taking a toll on his body. But um, you know he just doesn't move the way he used to. It's kind of just you know you just got to appreciate Van Dam for who he is. But he's just had a. I don't know. He's just disappointed me since he's come back. But this is okay. I kind of wasn't expecting a lot from the TNA matches here. I pretty much just kind of expected them to be half-hearted. You know, just nothing special. You know, I pretty much expected them to get the exact amount of time that they got. I would have preferred it if the TNA talent was just not on the show at all. That's just me. But it was still good, though. You know, for just a mid-card match, it was still entertaining, though. If you're a Rob Van Dam fan, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Just don't expect, you know, an amazing match here. Next up we have Yuji Nagata versus Minoru Suzuki. I thought this was very, very good, actually. I thought this was almost great. Um, you know, they really brought it. You know, I'm a big fan of Yuji Nagata. If some of you guys might remember, he wrestled Kurt Angle back at Wrestle Kingdom. I guess it was Wrestle Kingdom 2, which was an awesome match. And, you know, Minoru Suzuki, there was some great selling from him. Yuji Nagata with a lot of intensity. Really went to work on Suzuki's left arm. Suzuki was in a lot of pain. Like I said, there was some great selling, some good storytelling here. I just really, really enjoyed the match. The crowd was into it. This is probably the best match of the night by far, in my opinion. So I'll probably give it about 3 3/4 stars. All right, next up we have Prince Devitt taking on Kota Ibushi. This is for Devitt's IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. I mean, these guys are awesome. I mean, if you've seen some of their matches in the past, you pretty much know exactly what you're getting. They actually had a match last June, I believe it was. They had a match in the finals of the best of the Super Juniors tournament, which was an awesome match. Um, Pretty underrated match, but I think this was even better than that. I mean, if you've seen these two guys wrestle, they're just so athletic. You know, a lot of great spots. They just have a lot of chemistry. This just flowed. Like you were never bored throughout the whole thing. More than like a lot of the matches on the show, they had a tough time keeping your attention. But this match, you kept your attention the whole time. Kota Ibushi hit some awesome spots in this match. There was just so many sick things that they pulled off. I'm not going to ruin the spots, but I just want to talk about the ending because I think the ending was sick. This is probably one of the best endings I've ever seen. I think the crowd could have been into it just a little bit better, but you know, Ibushi was kind of going for like a springboard ace crusher off the top rope, but Devitt kind of caught him in midair and just reversed it into a Falcon Arrow off the top rope. It was a suicidal spot because Ibushi was up there. He was up there pretty high, and Devitt just dropped him down. So just an awesome ending to an awesome match. Like I said, I'll probably say this is the match of the night and probably the best match from 2011 so far. All right, so next up we have the first Noah versus New Japan match of the night. We had Okada and teaming up with Hiroki Goto of New Japan to take on Takashi Sugiura, the GSC Heavyweight Champion, and Takayama from Pro Wrestling Noah. This is kind of disappointing. I mean, didn't get a lot of time, but the crowd was dead for it. There was a lot of dead air here. Sugiura and Sugiura and Takayama, they kind of just outpowered the other guys. You know, they kind of just intimidated them with their size. I guess that's the best way to put it. You know, kind of disappointing that Goto wasn't in a higher profile match here. Just felt like a filler match. Just a little bit disappointing. One of the weakest matches on the show, unfortunately. But, it was still okay. I thought Takayama hit some sick suplexes. Kind of just suplexed the shit out of Okada towards the end there. And then eventually, Pro Wrestling Noah got the win. All right, so let's move on to the next match. This is probably the match most people want to check out from the show. We had Jeff Hardy taking on Tetsuya Naito. I mean, what can I say? I'm going to praise Naito for this match. I thought Naito did a tremendous job. I thought he busted his ass. I thought he looked very, very impressive here. I mean, I know people are going to bash Hardy for this. A lot of people are going to say Hardy was kind of exposed here. Not really. You can tell he's really not that great of a worker. He definitely seemed a little bit out of place in the New Japan environment. I would just say that. But Jeff Hardy kind of felt like he was going through the motions. I'm just not a big fan of this guy anymore. I mean, over the last 2 years, he's definitely fallen off. I mean, since he left the WWE, very rarely has he impressed me. I thought he did a great job in the triple threat match with Angle and Anderson at Bound for Glory. I thought he brought it that night for what it was worth. But yeah, it just looked very sluggish. Same with RVD, but I'd say Hardy, it was even a little bit more disappointing than RVD on this night. But give Naito credit. This was an okay match. You know, there was some pretty good action, some dead air though, but just don't expect anything great. You know, very disappointing. I'll probably a little bit higher on this than some people. Some people could bash this to shit. So just get ready for that when you see some more reviews of this show. All right, next up, let's go with we had Shinsuke Nakamura from New Japan taking on Go Shiozaki from Pro Wrestling Noah. This is a little bit disappointing because I just had high expectations for this. This went about maybe 15 minutes, a little bit under 15 minutes. I mean, they've had better matches from 2010. They had a match at the G1 Climax Tournament, which was, in my opinion, was very underrated. It just got a lot more time than this. It was more dramatic. This was good, short, sweet, to the point. There was some good storytelling here with Shiozaki going to work on Nakamura's knees. Pretty much took his knees, ran them against the steel steps onto the outside. Really went to work on it pretty hard. Some good fighting spirit from Nakamura. The ending was pretty much, you know, very well executed. Shiozaki hit a sick lariat, and Nakamura kind of flipped in the air. And I mean, a pretty solid match. I mean, I just think these two guys could have done a little bit more. I mean, it didn't really get going into that awesome level. Still a solid match though. 3.5 stars. A good ending. Nice, short and sweet and to the point. Like I said, you just enjoy it for what it's worth. Played a really nice role on the card. All right, next up we have Togi Makabe. I think it's how you pronounce it, right? Is it Makabe or Makabe? I think it's Makabe. Taking on Masato Tanaka. Tanaka is so slimmed down. I don't know what his diet is, but yeah, he's very slim since you know, his ECW days. But this is kind of a hardcore match. They really did some crazy stuff here with Makabe actually did a frog splash onto the outside through a table to Tanaka. There was some vicious chair shots. I mean, they brought it. It was a fun match. This is probably one of the most funnest matches on the show. I'll probably give it a 3.25. I mean, kind of felt a little bit. I don't know. I just felt like this probably would have been a little bit better off if it was done a little bit earlier on the show. So let's move on to the main event. Main event was awesome in my opinion. We had Kojima, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, defending against Hiroshi Tanahashi. I didn't see the video package for the show before this match, but you know, for the guys that don't know, at the G1 Climax Tournament, these two guys actually met in the finals, and they put on one of the best matches of the year. And this was pretty much just every bit as good as that match. This was great. It kind of started off very slow. The first half of the match was extremely slow, but it was good. You know, they both worked over each other. You know, Kojima really sold the arm beautifully the second half of the match. There were some awesome spots with the lariat. You know, for those that don't know, Kojima has one of the sickest lariats in the world, I guess I could say. And I thought Tanahashi just did a beautiful job of countering the lariat. That just looked beautiful there. You know, great action though. You know, there's some awesome near falls. The ending was very well executed. I can't. This definitely had a WrestleMania main event type of feel to it, without a doubt. You know, I kind of expect a little bit of a bigger main event for Wrestlekingdom 5. You know, back during last summer, I would have expected a little bit of a higher profile match, but this definitely delivered. I would say definitely the second best match of the night. You know, I'll give it 4.25 stars. I still give Ibushi and Prince Devitt 4.25 too. I would say those are the two matches you need to go out of your way to see. Those are must-see matches. Also, Nakamura and Shiozaki, very good stuff. Awesome match, even though it could have been a lot better. And the Yuji Nagata match against Minoru Suzuki, great storytelling there. I love that match too. That was very good. The TNA matches are very skippable. Probably the best TNA match of the night was the beer money match. I thought that was a lot of fun actually. So that was Wrestlekingdom 5. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Check it out on YouTube. It is an awesome show though. You know, these shows don't have the potential to be amazing because there's just so much filler on these shows. But you know, it is what it is. You know, watch it on YouTube for free. it's definitely going to be one of the best shows of the year. I'll probably give it an 8.25. I think that's a fair rating. I hope some more people review this show because I'd be interested to hear what you guys thought. I hope sometimes when one person does a review, kind of other people kind of hesitant to follow up on it. But I would like to hear what AMCN1, Honor Hammer, Big Rat, I mean everyone else, Daniel Talks Purists. Um, Love to hear what you guys think about the show as well because I was disappointed by some of these matches, but I got to give Ibushi and Devitt credit that delivered big time, and Kojima and Tanahashi. So you get two match of the year candidates without a doubt. So, all right, guys, take it easy.